Today, we're diving into a fascinating story of contrasts. On one hand, you've got the incredible, booming apparel market in India, a massive opportunity, at least on paper. But then, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you the harsh, gritty reality of what it actually takes to build a t-shirt brand from the ground up. We're putting the promising data head-to-head with the tough, real-world experience of an entrepreneur. Let's just start with one number that says it all. 8.2%. That was India's real GDP growth for the 2024 fiscal year. I mean, that's not just growth, that's an economic explosion that has the whole world watching and entrepreneurs dreaming really, really big. So you have this incredible story of a nation just rocketing forward. But what does a huge headline number like that actually mean for someone on the ground? Someone just trying to sell something as simple as a t-shirt. That's the real question we're digging into today. All right, to really get a handle on the opportunity, let's start with the 30,000-foot view. This is the big picture, the macroeconomic perspective from the analysts. And just so you know where we're getting this info, our source here is a report from CRISIL, which is an S&P Global company, so you know this is the real deal, credible data. And let me tell you, it paints a very, very optimistic picture. Now, that 8.2%, it sounds big, right? But it gets way more impressive when you put it next to everyone else. Just look at this. It's blowing past China, the US, and the world average. It just shows how incredibly dynamic the Indian economy is right now. And this isn't just a one-off thing. This has been building for a while. This chart shows India's real GDP over the past decade. And yeah, you see a little dip during the pandemic, but the overall story is a clear, undeniable climb, leading to that huge spike in fiscal year 2024. It's a powerful story of sustained economic expansion. So what's the fuel in this economic engine? Well, check this out. Around 56% of India's GDP comes from private consumption. What's that mean? It means everyday people spending their own money on things. And for anyone in retail, that's the number you really care about. And here's exactly why they're spending more. People are earning more. Per capita income is on a steady climb. So let's just put all of the pieces together, right? You've got a fast-going economy, it's driven by people spending more, and those people have more money to spend. On paper, it is the absolute perfect recipe for launching a new consumer brand. Okay, now hold on. This is where the story completely flips on its head. We're leaving the clean, optimistic analyst reports behind, and we're going to hear some raw, unfiltered, boots-on-the-ground advice from someone who actually runs a t-shirt business in India. And there it is. That's the record scratch moment. After all that amazing data, this is the very first thing you need to absorb. The market is absolutely packed, and the competition is just fierce. This right here shatters one of the biggest myths for any online brand. You might think your biggest cost is going to be making the shirts or maybe rent. Nope. The single biggest expense that will drain your bank account is marketing. It's the relentless cost of just getting people to notice you exist. Okay, this one is absolutely crucial, and it might be a little tough to hear. You can pour your heart and soul into creating the most amazing design you've ever seen, but if the market doesn't want it, it will not sell. Success here isn't about your personal creative vision. It's about ruthlessly understanding what your customers want and giving it to them. And what's the tangible, business-ending consequence of not listening to the market? This. Dead stock. Boxes and boxes of t-shirts that you paid good money for, but now you can't sell. It's just unsold inventory, tying up all your cash and quietly killing your business from the inside. So you hear all that, and you're probably thinking, wow, how does anyone even survive? Well, that's what this last section is all about. This is your playbook, filled with actionable strategies for navigating this tough landscape and giving yourself a real fighting chance. Basically, you've got two main paths you can take when you're starting out. First, there's dropshipping. This lets you test out all your designs without buying any stock up front. It's super low risk, but the profits are also pretty low. The second path is the traditional inventory model. This is where the higher profit potential is, but it also comes with that huge, scary risk of dead stock. Now let's talk real numbers. Let's do the hard math on a single t-shirt. So let's say you sell a shirt for 499 rupees on a big online marketplace. After you subtract the cost of the shirt itself, the marketplace's cut, which can be around 20%, plus fees, taxes, and shipping, you're left with about 139 rupees. It's a profit, for sure, but you can see just how tight those margins really are. Okay, you ready? Here's a rapid-fire checklist of some super practical money-saving tips. Get your GST registration done so you can claim tax credits. Start as a proprietorship. It keeps your legal costs way down. Go ahead and trademark your brand name. Use a simple platform like Shopify to get your store up fast. You have to understand shipping math so you don't get trapped by volumetric weight charges. And be extremely careful with cash-on-delivery orders because the return rates can be absolutely brutal.
We're going to circle back to the most critical piece of advice, but phrased a little more bluntly this time. The market is king. The consumer does not care about your brand story, your passion, or what you think is cool. The consumer will only buy what it wants. Your job is to serve them, not the other way around.
And that really just leaves us with this ultimate tension, doesn't it? On one side, you have all this data showing a massive, booming market that's just brimming with opportunity. And on the other side, you have the on-the-ground reality that demands a cold, calculated, and pragmatic approach. So it leaves every aspiring entrepreneur with one final question to wrestle with. In a market like this, to really win, what's more important, your passion or your pragmatism?